Today, we're jumping straight into Pitaambar.
That's the Nepali action drama from, what, April 2025?
Exactly. We've looked at reviews from places like the Kathmandu Post,
Mhm.
Rotten Golveda, the film Nepal.
And the social media chatter, too, right? TikTok, YouTube.
Oh, yeah, definitely sifted through those.
Yeah.
So our mission basically is to unpack the film, the acting, script, plot.
To figure out what landed well and maybe what didn't quite hit the mark.
Right. It's all about this guy, Pitaambar, seeking revenge in Prasi, wants to clear his mother's name after being rejected as a kid.
That's a strong core motivation. Revenge tied to family honor. Often works well.
So let's talk actors. Pradeep Khatka as Pitaambar. He's usually the romantic lead, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Big shift to action. How did that go over?
Well, the Kathmandu Post said he had a bold, commanding presence. Captivating.
Okay, sounds positive.
But they also mentioned the action itself could have had more impact. And on TikTok, it was mixed.
Ah, how so?
Some were like, is he really an action guy? Others were full-on praising him, calling him king.
That's pretty typical for a genre switch, isn't it? It takes time for audiences to adjust, and the performance really has to sell it.
Totally. Then there's Suraksha Panta playing Durga, the mother.
Right. Pivotal role emotionally, even if not a huge amount of screen time.
Exactly. The Post really highlighted her strength, resilience,
Yeah.
sort of a symbol of women's empowerment in a way.
Makes sense. Single mother facing hardship.
And apparently there's this really powerful moment where Pitaambar calls her Yoda.
A warrior. Wow, yeah. That single word packs a punch. Ties into the whole honor theme.
Seems like it resonated. TikTok apparently picked up on her performance too, even with limited time.
It shows how crucial casting and a few key moments can be.
Now, someone who everyone seemed to agree on, Sagat Mamala.
Ah, yes. Always reliable. What do the reviews say?
Kathmandu Post praised him consistently, said he kind of stole the show sometimes, even overshadowing the lead.
Even with less screen time. That's impressive.
Yeah, and apparently his character kept saying, interesting. That stuck with people.
Huh. Sometimes a simple catchphrase works wonders. Mazako TV official mentioned high demand for him, too.
They did. Just shows the impact a strong supporting actor can have.
Definitely elevates the whole thing.
And on the flip side, the villain, Dhananjay Singh, played by Pramod Agrahari.
How is he received? A good antagonist is key in these revenge plots.
Well, the official TikTok account called him villain, but fan favorite.
Oh, interesting. So a villain people love to watch. That's often a sign of a really charismatic performance.
Seems like it. We also had Anup Bikram Shahi and Divya Dev as villain allies, and young Pitaambar, Arnab Giemeyer, got some praise too.
Okay, so a solid cast overall, it sounds like.
Yeah, performance-wise, mostly strong. But then we get to the script.
Uh-oh. What were the issues there?
Rotten Golveda was pretty critical, called the narrative structure, like, scattered. More of a slideshow than a flowing story.
Oof, slideshow. That suggests that it felt maybe episodic or disjointed.
Yeah, maybe jumping between scenes without smooth connections. And they mentioned an abrupt ending, hinting at a sequel maybe too obviously.
That can leave audiences feeling a bit cheated if it's not handled well.
The Kathmandu Post kind of echoed that. They liked the action, the visuals, but felt the dialogue was generally lacking impact.
Except for that Yoda line.
Exactly, that one stood out. They also pointed to uneven character development.
How so?
Like, Durga's arc felt a bit predictable, maybe overused. Some others, like Bihani and Inspector Rai, were underdeveloped.
But Sagat Mala's character worked well.
Right, so a bit inconsistent. And themes like revenge, empowerment, corruption, all there, but maybe not tied together neatly enough.
It sounds like the script might have been trying to do too much without a strong enough central thread, perhaps. It's a common pitfall, even with good actors.
Right. They can only do so much if the foundation isn't quite there. Pradeep Bhardwaj wrote it, with Abhimanyu Narabi on dialogue too.
So, looking at the plot itself, the core idea, revenge for mom, is compelling.
Definitely. And the Post mentioned an unexpected twist near the climax, which is good.
But the weaknesses seem to be that scattered feeling, the sudden end, some predictable arcs, underdeveloped side characters.
And maybe action scenes feeling a bit tacked on, without enough emotional weight behind them sometimes.
That could be a consequence of the script issues, yeah. If the story feels disjointed, the action might feel less earned.
Could they have, maybe, aimed for a more conclusive ending, but still clearly set up a sequel? Or handled the romance differently?
Potentially. There are always different paths a story could take. It seems like Pitaambar had strong ingredients, but maybe the recipe needed tweaking.
So, wrapping this up then, key takeaways. Acting is a real strength. Katka's transition, Panta's impact,
Mm.
Malala just stealing scenes.
And the action sequences were engaging, visually strong by the sounds of it.
But the narrative coherence, the script's depth, character development, those seem to be the areas needing more attention.
A blend of promise and perhaps some unfulfilled potential in the storytelling department.
Exactly. Which brings us to our final thought for you listeners. Considering this mix, fans loving certain parts, critics pointing out flaws, what single thing do you think is most vital for a film's success and lasting impact, even if other bits aren't perfect?
That's a great question. Is it the star power, the core emotion, the action, something to chew on?
Definitely something to ponder.